Ladies and gentlemen, you see it. Boys and girls, you can hear it. We back with another weekly episodic, Bold Prediction Sports. And as tradition, I'm that dude with the beard, whether you like it or not. Mr. KC is always to the right of me, whether you like it or not. And we here about to give you some more bold truth, whether you like it or not.
or not.
And that's about as good as I can put it. Shout out to everybody who loves the channels, our Rumble family, Facebook, YouTube. And shout out to all the haters too, who keep coming back and watching secretly, leaving
Right?
comments secretly under different accounts. We see you. I love you too. Thank you. Mr. KC, how you doing, my man?
Oh, I'm doing great. I'd say most people ain't like us, so we out here doing fantastic.
Man, they not like us. Shout out to my boy K Dot. They not like
Mm,
us, boy.
mm.
Real life. Ladies and gentlemen, as you know, we're getting into the head of the NFL season, and we're going to jump into what we started last week, getting into these teams, certain teams, and these schedules here. And this week, we got a few teams that, let's just dive into it. Let's just dive on into it. First team on the slate here, we're going to talk about this schedule. Another unpleasant team, a team that I hate to see. Well, I hate to see because we get the dub, but just tired of hearing about it. The Buffalo Bills. And by
Mm.
God, let's just the shit show that is Buffalo and how they're trying to mask that it's a shit show with the media still calling them America's darlings. They're still the team that could probably beat the Chiefs in the AFC. Like I hear so much BS from mainstream media. It makes me just turn the TV off. Like I, I'm gonna keep telling y'all the truth, y'all, and so is Mr. KC. The fact of the matter is, Josh Allen don't have it. He's never gonna have it. We about to dive into the schedule and tell you why. Uh, First game on the slate here, and it's almost got me wanting to say upset alert. But if they wasn't at home, I'd give this game away. Uh, Very first game of the season, they playing the Arizona Cardinals, and honestly, with a new
Mm.
team like that, you almost want that, but at the same time, with who they acquired and how it's been looking, you might get caught slipping. And that's what I'm saying. I think Arizona's going to catch a lot of people slipping, especially big shout out to Ohio State. I know how certain people hate hearing that because they know I'm going to do it. You went and got Marvin Harrison Jr. from the Ohio State unit, man. It's probably going to trash this Bills secondary. But I'm going to give the Bills the edge in this just because they at home and just because America loves Josh Allen. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Cardinals won. Like, I honestly wouldn't.
This is actually probably a closer game than most people would expect. I agree with you. I'm going to pick Buffalo in this. With the Cardinals, I still want to see it before I'm going to crown any kind of improvement. They still they're in a worse quarterback situation than Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. But,
But
we're
are they?
talking
Are
maybe I think so for sure. And, but I will say that I think the Cardinals have improved this offseason, whereas the Bills have regressed. So
they?
this is a closer gap, but still the Buffalo Bills.
Right. No, he's not lying, folks. Well, the smart money's on Buffalo. We're smart people. We're gonna put the money on Buffalo. Week two, and this is where the skid begins, and I love it because I love to see Josh Allen and the Bills lose. And even though I got them, they might split this series because I think I gave one away on the last one. But they're playing the Miami Dolphins, and I'm pretty sure at Miami this early in the season they're probably going to beat the Bills. I think I got it flip flopped on the other one that they win there and then they win later on in Buffalo. But I got Miami.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. You can check out our Miami picks if you want. Um, there's a lot of firepower on that Miami team. Give me Miami, especially at home. You're going to complain how it's still 100 degrees in Miami.
Man, and you're not lying, dude. Like it's gonna be a spectacle. It's gonna be a good game for Miami because it's gonna be a blowout. That's what I'm saying. It's gonna be a good game for Miami. They're probably. I'm thinking already in my soul probably a 38-10 situation. Um,
Yeah,
it's probably gonna be nastier than that. We're gonna see it, but dude, that's how much the Bills don't have it. So. I got the Bills at 1-1 right now. Just what it is. Let's move on into the teeth and the nitty. Week 3. The prince that's promised is coming to Buffalo, and I'm going with the Jags, baby. All day, all night, twice on Saturday.
This is a battle of quarterbacks that really need to prove themselves this year. Unfortunately, the Buffalo Bills don't want to surround Josh Allen with talent. I'm going
Dude,
Jaguars
you
here
got to
too,
remember, dude, it was tooth and nail for them to trade for Stephon Diggs. So you
and they
know how
needed
much
it.
they.
They needed it so much.
Well, but yeah, I got the prince that's promised in this. I don't even. I feel like he has something to prove, but not too much to prove. I still think he's probably the third or fourth best quarterback in the AFC. Still only behind
Mm.
probably. Look, Patrick, Lamar, CJ, and then I got the Android 17. I mean, after
I'm
that,
putting. I'd put Burrow ahead of him, and it's honestly, I think it's a coin flip with
he didn't even
Josh
play
Allen.
last year.
I think.
We talking about a dude who's only played one full season of football.
Uh,
So I always fuck Joe Burrow, but that's a whole nother story. The Bengals is going Bengals. We'll get
we'll,
to that.
yeah, we'll be there before long. Don't worry,
Right,
folks.
right. But no, I mean, no respect to Joe Burrow, but fuck him at the same time. But bro, you play the whole season. Then I'll start putting you back in these conversations because the only ability is availability.
It's a big ability. It's a big factor. It is the factor, really.
Can you play or not? That's all they ask. The coach don't. He ain't worried about nothing else. Can you play? No. All right. On to the next move because I got to worry about the people who can play. So anyway, but Android 17, he's still up there, but we'll come back. We'll circle back. Speaking of like I said, the second biggest titan in the AFC, the Bills have to play the Ravens week 4. And if you don't think
Mm.
Big Trust is winning this game at home in Baltimore, you got to be drunk. Y'all drinking too early in Buffalo. The Bills lose this game and lose it handily.
Yeah,
Handily.
you crashing through tables is not going to be enough for this matchup. You're going to need more than that, buddy. Give me Baltimore as well.
They gonna need way more than that because Big Trust, that running game, Big Trust and King Henry, dude.
Mm.
That's more than enough for Buffalo to what they about to go walking in the moonlight. Shout out to Django, Quentin Tarantino, wonderful film. They going walking in the moonlight with them boys, and they not coming home. Um, and it gets even darker for Buffalo, man. Week 5, they're playing, and I didn't even know this was the schedule. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, I'm scrolling. We're doing this live, and you heard the 3 teams that I named and the quarterbacks I was talking about at the top in the AFC. Guess who they playing in Week 5? C.J. Stroud and the
Mm.
Texans. Good night, bro. They're losing this game too. The Bills are
This
one and
is
four.
this is secretly a murderous schedule. This is going
I
to
told
raise.
you, it's
Uh,
treacherous. It's
you,
treacherous.
you're going to hear people start talking about Josh Allen, how we talk about Josh Allen after this first 5 weeks,
Yeah,
guaranteed.
they'll finally be on the train. The same thing we've been telling y'all for years that he ain't got it. He's Philip Rivers. This thing, bro. You need a new quarterback. I'm gonna keep saying it. You need a new quarterback. Week 6, you're on the road again, and it don't get no better. So I mean, we both got the Titans. Let's just say it. I mean, it's just the Titans. We both got the Texans. So Buffalo right now, y'all 1-4. Probably out of playoff contention already. Because the next week after that, if these boys is healthy, you got to play Ron and the Jets. Right after that. And
Ooh.
by God, you lost to Zach Wilson. So don't tell me that you think you're going to beat Aaron Rodgers. Stop playing. I got the Jets.
Yeah, I'm going to go Jets, but I will put an asterisk next to that one. If Aaron Rodgers is down, you should win that game.
He was
But
down last year.
it doesn't mean you will. But, you know,
I know that's right because it's the Buffalo Bills we talking about. This is the reprieve that y'all might be looking for, but again, you still might lose, Buffalo. Week 7, you got the Tennessee Titans at home. You should win this game.
Yeah, you needed a cupcake. You needed this game. This is better
And
than a
this is,
bye type
I,
game for you. You
I don't
needed
know if
this
this
one.
is like a buy for Buffalo.
This
I
is
just
this is
because the Titans, even though we're not considering them a contender, they have got better, especially
yeah,
on the
but
defensive end.
still not good at. I'm not. They don't even have a quarterback.
Yeah,
It's
they
one of the
do.
worst.
They still got your boy
It's
Levis.
yeah. That's what exactly my point.
Well, we're gonna see. I'll give it to the Bills with an asterisk on this one. This will be my asterisk for them so far because I think they can lose that game. They already demoralized. You lost 5 straight. They probably, what's one more? But anyway, what's one more? But I'm gonna give them the wins right there for the sake of it. So you 2-5 at this point, just to roll up to the motherfucking West Coast and get thrashed by Geno Smith and the Seahawks the next week. Geno Smith and the Hawks over the Bills. And I got gentleman dollar on anybody want to put that in the comments. I put a gentleman 5 on it. Anybody
Mm,
want to jump in the comment? We can talk about that Bills versus Seahawks game. But I got Geno.
yeah, I'm gonna go with you there. It's like got me at 2-6. I believe
Yeah,
you're the same. Yeah.
same mark. Yes, sir. And I'm gonna even just write Geno in the notes. I ain't even gonna write who. I'm just gonna put Geno for that
Mm,
week. Um, and then you turn around week 9. Now, week 9, you're playing Miami at home. I had picked y'all to win this game because it's gonna be in November. It should be cold enough. Y'all should win this game. So I will give y'all the split right here with the Dolphins. Cause I think I did that when we reviewed Miami anyway.
yeah, and I did not. I do not believe that
Right. You
even,
got them sweeping them.
especially at this point of the season, looking at this schedule, looking at your potential record, the morale is it's gonna be a tough locker room at this point of the season, I believe. Give me another loss. Give Miami that win, in my opinion.
I feel you on that. I really do. So he's got Miami right now. I said Miami. He's got Buffalo. What, you just got one less win than I got him on?
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm still at 2.
so yeah, I got them at 3 wins on the season, which is you're reaching your climax. So I hope it can only get better from here for me to make an argument for you. Let's scroll down to week 10. You playing the scrappy Indianapolis Colts, dude, and I don't know what Colts team is going to show up. I don't know who the quarterback's going to be. If the boy can stay healthy, if Richardson is there, it's a wrap. I'm gonna go with the Colts for sure because, dude, the Colts remind me of how Jacksonville was when they had Maurice Jones-Drew back in the day. Like they were so scrappy. Like, dude, if you leave them in the game, they're probably gonna win it. Uh, dude, this
And,
is this is a close game. It's closer. I'm going with the Colts, man.
and I
Something in my spirit's telling me to go with the Colts.
and I'm actually gonna go with Buffalo just because I feel like it's a more proven product. We've still got a lot of questions about Indy and whether we're going to even see Richardson at that point of the
True.
season.
True.
We don't like to predict injuries, but we got to predict a full season. We got to see one to predict one. So
Man.
I'm going to stay in that kind of philosophy and lean Buffalo on this one, but this could be another one.
I, I'm trying to tell you, dude. That's how it feels to me. But maybe that's just the Buffalo Bills hate I got in my heart. But dude, I'm just looking at the schedule like everybody else could be while we talking about it. So at that point, then I guess we both got them finally at 3 wins on the season, man.
Yep.
Just to turn around and lose, because you got to play the world champions, baby. You got to come and see Pat Terrell. You got to play Pat City. And I know that y'all like to win in the regular season against us sometimes. You know, it happens every now and then. But it ain't going to happen this year, man. It's
Yep.
just not.
Not.
It's
I
not
don't.
enough for y'all to keep competing. Like the last few years, you had America's Love, little referee baggage. That stops now because they're just literally it just stops. I don't even want to keep diving into it. I'm sure we both got Kansas City in that. So,
Yep. Yep.
And then after that, you get a bye week. You get a little reprieve. So at this point, you're 3-what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 on the season. 3-8. Thoroughly out the playoffs. Only to come
Yeah.
back in the next bye week and play the fucking 49ers. Good night. You're
Oh,
not going nowhere. It's over for Buffalo. You're playing the Niners. They're going to wash you down the drain. Then after that, you got to come back. And well, no, you ain't got to come back. You got to go to LA and play the Rams. They're going to wash you down the drain.
Yep.
And then after that, I know I'm speeding it up because shit, the schedule making me do it. Then you got to go to Detroit.
This is like stacked playoff teams.
It's L's is what it is. Because when they finally get a taste of how the Chiefs schedule has been these last few years, Buffalo is at 3-11 right now, Mr. KC, according to our
yeah, and it really looks like this, folks. This is and to be honest with you, Buffalo needs this. They need this 3-win, 4-win type season for the draft picks.
Yeah, like they need a quarterback. They won't let Allen go. They got to figure something out because dude, it's treacherous. You're at 3-11. You're thoroughly out the playoffs at this point.
I think they can win with Allen. You got to build around them. You have to have a solid team, and they were close to being there, but they've just backed away from that, and it's a bad recipe. He's not a carry a team guy all by himself, and that's what you're seeing this season.
He's not a carry a team anywhere kind of dude. He's a bum. He's a bum, man.
Hey, they snuck into the playoffs last year. I'll give him that.
Yeah, because of the help of America and Vegas wanted to see it. They wanted they wanted Patrick Mahomes to beat every good quarterback on the way to the Super Bowl because every game was a road game to leave nothing else in question. There's nothing left in question. So you got these three, you got them L's back to back to back to back. And then after that, you play the Patriots for the first time all season.
You need that.
I'll give you that win. I'll give you because I think you're gonna split the Patriots. I think they're gonna beat you once. I think the Patriots are gonna win more than 3 games this season.
We're up to 4.
I'll give you this, huh?
We're up to 4.
Yeah, so I'll give you this for your 4th win on the season, and then after that, you got to go see Ron again if he's healthy in there. You're probably going to lose that game. So
yeah,
and then you play the Pats again, TBD, to be determined when, but it's going to be in Cleveland, and y'all take that.
I'm giving them the win there. I'm at 5.
They sweeping the Pats.
Yeah, I'll sweep the Pats. I'm not high on the Pats this year. They could have been on this episode.
I ain't got to even be really high on them. I know that they're going to beat Buffalo at least once they did last year.
Oof. I mean, Buffalo might be trying to lose at this point, so you could be right.
Thank you. That's what I'm saying. If you're already 3-11, you might as well.
4. We're at 4.
I'm talking about those 3 L's. The last one with the Lions. Right. This is before the next win. I'm like, at this point, you're already 3-11, 3-12.
Right. Yeah. I mean, right. There is questions there too.
Because look, you winning that 4th game for pride, make your draft pick slide, and you might not get the that you need to turn your franchise around. So, boom, bam, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. 4 wins on the season for the Bills, for me.
And I got 5. And you can check the stats, folks. We hit our marks. We're never too far off. So, this is definitely a very far under 500 team. This team will not sniff 500.
Oh yeah, no. This is the team that I thought they was gonna have last year when I said that. I said they wasn't gonna make the playoffs with the Bengals. Now we'll see it in fruition.
Yep.
Good night. So, good night, man. 4 wins. Yeah, 4 wins. That's sounds about right. Oh my, sounds about right.
Hey, I'm optimistic. I think they get to 5.
Man, good night. So what? You 4-14? Y'all going 4 and
Uh,
14, huh? Good night. All right. So let's
well, 4-13.
huh?
4-13, 17
Oh
games.
yeah, I keep forgetting 18. Yeah.
Yeah,
4 and
they're
13.
working. Yeah, they're working on that 18 games real quick. Like,
Like I said, week 18 to be determined, depending on where it's at.
right?
So yeah. That, that's it for you, Buffalo. I don't know what else to say besides 4 and 13. Besides, I told you so, and good night. Like shit, eat some chicken. Y'all know 'em for wings. Good night. So soak your draws in blue cheese and whatever else y'all do out there in Buffalo. Like yeah, good night. Any final words for these Bills before we put them on in the casket and move on?
You old bum, butch built bitch. uh,
Oh God, yep. And Josh Allen. I, Matter of fact, let me take this moment to apologize to Philip Rivers for
yeah,
continuing to compare Josh Allen to him when he's not even Philip Rivers level. Like, god damn, boy. Like, maybe I need to put you in a different category. Maybe but who else sucked that bad? But America loves so much. I can't
Vinny
think.
Testaverde.
Benny Testaverde. There you go. I'm trying to tell you, or Chad Pennington. You are
Yeah,
Chad Pennington, sir. You have downgraded to CP. You are Chad Pennington. The
yeah,
hope of the Jets dashed by reality.
yeah. At least Philip Rivers tried hard.
Man, I'm trying to tell you. And he was getting the stats. Buffalo boy don't even. Anyway, we're
Mm.
moving on. The trash is in the trash. Let's move on to the bag that's holding the trash because everything we're covering is a dumpster fire. Let's move on to the most hated team in the NFL if you're from the Midwest, the Denver Broncos. Uh,
Oof.
and you want to talk about a shit fire. Week 1, Buffalo. I can't get them off my mind. It's so terrible. We got the Broncos versus the Seahawks. And ladies and gentlemen,
Mm.
Gino is going to win this game for the Hawks in Seattle. And this is just going to set the precedent for the Broncos season, which is going to be primarily consistent with L's.
At this point, you got to say it's not even fair that the Broncos have to face the Seahawks to start the season again. Just a
I'm
friendly
trying to tell
reminder
you.
to stop by and remind you that we're enjoying that trade that we had with y'all. How's that going for y'all? Oh, that's
I'm
right.
trying to tell you. Oh, that's right. Right.
That's right.
So you're out of there week 1 for sure. Week 2, you're out of there again because you're gonna play the Pittsburgh Steelers. And whether you get Russell Wilson or Justin Fields, I almost hope you get Russ. Cause he gonna play a revenge game and probably go off on you bums. And it'll be the craziest thing ever. And I will laugh so much. But the Steelers are walking away with that game either way. No doubt in my mind.
Imagine paying $60 million to a quarterback this season and to lose to that motherfucker. Not only
Boy,
not only to play him, but you're about to lose to this
you're about to
sumbitch.
lose
Like
too,
that.
bro. I'm trying to tell you.
Oh my
Be,
God. You better hope.
mm,
You better hope it's Justin Fields. You're gonna lose either way, but you better hope
at
just
least
so
you'll
we
feel
can't
better
talk
if it ain't
shit.
Russ.
Yeah,
Right,
because
exactly.
you
Good
can't pay the
fucking
man to
night.
beat you. Can't do it.
No, no. So we got that in the books here. Next game, week 3. Um, you lose again. You're playing. You're traveling to Tampa Bay to play Baker Mayfield and the Bucks, and it, it's an L, bro. Denver, y'all literally have nothing going. So it's an
Yep.
easy L for me. I'm sure Mr. KC, I'm sure he got the Bucks too. So let's move on
Yep.
to week
Shout out
4.
813.
You said what, sir?
Shout out 813. Shout out
Right. Shout
all
out to the
Tampa folks.
813. Right, exactly. And then week 4, you got AA Ron and the Jets, and that's another L.
You better hope there's questions there. but there's
They better pray. But Ron, he can't go out like he did last year. It
mm,
was 4 plays. He said, "I'd rather go out after week 4. At least I can get it done." Week 5. And this will probably be the closest game y'all have played in the beginning of the season, which is still going to materialize to an L because you're playing the Raiders. And I know y'all not good enough to beat the Raiders. I just know it. There's just no question in my mind that you're going to lose this game, dude. And it ain't even Casey Homer takes or nothing like that, bro. It's just the fucking facts, bro. You're not going to win that game.
and it's messed up too, because the Raiders have just as bad of a quarterback room. There's no real clear answers there. But I'm going to be honest, I like AP more than I like Sean Payton, and it's
Exactly.
wild because he's still a young, pretty much unproven coach. And I'm still going to go that route.
Sean Payton only proved to me that he can't win without a Hall of Fame quarterback.
And
Like I
even
said,
with one, even potentially with one, Russ could make the Hall of Fame.
my jury's still out on Russ being a Hall of Famer. My jury's
It,
still out on that. He's a part of the one thing I'll give Russell Wilson. He's like Trent Dilfer. Is Trent Dilfer a Hall of Famer? Because I really don't know. I'm really asking. Do you know if he's a Hall of Famer, Trent Dilfer?
no, no, there's no way he is.
That's how I look at Russell
Yeah.
Wilson. Dude, you was a part of a historic team, but you weren't the reason why they were historic. Like I said, this
Well,
was the Legion of Boom who won that Super Bowl. Everybody know it. It wasn't Russell
yeah.
Wilson. It was Marshawn Lynch and the Legion of Boom.
And a lot of Seahawks fans wish that Russell Wilson would have handed off the ball instead of,
Man,
relying on
you're
his
right.
arm.
Then you'd have had that second bowl that would have definitely made you a Hall of Famer. That would have put you in guaranteed.
Would have made a little bit stronger of an argument. And make that Trent Dilfer Joe Flacco take, kind of argument.
I'm trying to tell you. But hey, it is what it is. Sometimes you just got to run the ball. Sometimes you just got to throw it because you trust your 5'8" quarterback playing the greatest coach of all time on the goal line.
Right.
Stupid shit. Just stupid shit. Anyway, let's move on, folks. So you lose to the Raiders there. We've covered that. Next week 6, you got the Chargers in LA. And I'm going with the Chargers all day in this situation, even though they at home, but they're not at home. I'm going with the Chargers, Mr. KC.
Oh, this is a tough game to kind of decide. I'm going to go Chargers as well, just because you have Justin Herbert. They both have, coaching questions, where they're going to go with that. But at this point, the only team left with a quarterback in the division is the Chargers, even though they
Exactly.
don't. There's nothing around them, so it's nothing to talk about.
Right.
But what are you going to talk about, in Denver? You really need Bo Nix to be that guy. And
Man, and who is he
the,
throwing it to? Did they
mhm,
trade their Jerry Judy dude? Did they trade their
yeah,
draft? Man,
yeah,
Denver's done, bro. They're done. Um, they're terrible. So after you lose to the Chargers, so right now you're 0-6, which really sounds about right in my heart. You gotta go down to New Orleans to play the Saints. You're gonna lose that game too.
they're going to win that game.
They're gonna beat the Saints. You think so?
That, yeah, that's first win of the season.
I don't think so. I think their first win's coming later. The only win they'll probably get. We can be indifferent. That's what the show's about. I definitely
All
get
right.
the Saints. They got a better quarterback. They got better receivers, all through the board, through and through. I just and I only if this is a Sean Payton revenge game is the only way they win. Like
Right.
if the NFL sets it up for them, but dude, and it's a prime time game, prime video, Thursday night, bro. No, the Saints are gonna win.
Oh, that does
Saints are
sound
gonna
like a
win.
that does sound like a prime game, though, don't it? Like if
Yeah,
you're
that's what
gonna
I'm
pick it,
saying. Yeah.
man, they picked the worst ones for prime.
All right, so Mr. KC's more lenient. You got your first win of the season. I was giving you your first win later, and it was only a week later because you played the Carolina Panthers. And
Oh
if
yeah,
you don't win that fucking game, I don't know what to say about you. Hold on, didn't they lose to them last year?
they might have. I got
Hold
to
on,
check it.
folks. Hold on, folks.
I'll
I
let
have
you
got
check
to
the
look.
tape. Yeah, check the tape. But yeah, my problem is they should beat the Panthers. It really should be a runaway win. Even with whatever your questions are, you should not be this bad. Now there will be fans that argue you should lose this game, for the draft picks and whatnot. But let's be honest, you should beat the Panthers.
You should. You would think so. Let's see
You,
here.
it's not a guarantee though. This season's, I really question after this season if they're going to be, trying to fire Sean Payton or something. Like the writing might be on the wall, but I think he might get some slack just because you can look at this roster and say there's, what he doesn't even have really a fighting chance unless Bo Nix really just truly hits. But I doubt it.
Right. No, I feel you. Here we go. Let me see. Because either they lost to the Panthers or they barely beat them. I know it's one of the two. Let me see.
Yeah, and I hope for their fans' sakes that we don't get aflame them right now because the anticipation of being flamed for losing to the Panthers, you might even lose this free win. I might even backtrack and just say no. Like
You
I
said
might
what?
even,
Changed my mind.
I might on both of them. Like, geez,
Come on, something here. Oh, you know what'll be easier if I just jump here. Panthers 2023.
yeah, and I feel
There we go.
the wildest part is the Denver Broncos really got to continue this keep throwing darts at quarterback strategy. It's something they can't really give up on doing.
No, not yet until you find the guy who you know is going to be the guy.
Yeah, and oof, I don't know when that's going to be. And really, with this cap situation, having to fire Russell Wilson is a tough situation to be in my opinion.
Got you. No, the Panthers didn't beat them. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah, they
you
didn't
guys are
play them.
lucky.
I don't know why I thought they played them. No, they had. No, they didn't. They didn't even play them. Who was I thinking
Mm.
about them? What did Denver? It don't even matter. They're trash. Um, you like that? You get your first win messing with me against the Panthers in Week 8. So I got you at 1 and well, where we at right now? 1-7.
I'm two.
Gotcha. Yeah, and you got them at 2-6.
Yeah.
Okay, so after you get your first win of the season, you're riding high just to travel on out east to Baltimore and get throttled. Big
Oof.
trust in the Ravens, week 9. I got them, no doubt in my mind. Um, Mr. KC, you got anything you want to add to
Yeah, I don't even think Broncos fans think they're going to win this game.
that? They shouldn't if they smart.
Right.
Uh, shoot. So, and then the week after that, you got to travel on down to the championship town. You lose to Kansas City. So you got a couple of L's starting to stack up again after your first win of the season.
Or what we call a typical Sunday in Denver.
Right, or a typical Sunday in Denver. And then after that, um, you lose again, dude, because you want to know why? Kirk Cousins is coming to town with the Falcons, and he ain't playing around.
Yep, and they're
And
going to call that better than a bye.
I'm trying to tell you. So we got you losing, so you lost 3 more losses out the gate. And then you got to play these Raiders again. And this time it's in Vegas. And I'm going to take the Raiders again because I'm pretty sure they're going to just lose. I think everybody in the AFC West probably sweeps the Broncos because there's no doubt in my mind that they are absolutely the worst team in the AFC West.
I didn't come to that realization until you just said it, but yeah, I'm pretty sure we're looking at a complete sweep.
Through and through. And now this game here is another game they're going to lose, but it might be in.
Oh, we lost you for a second, and I'm pretty sure whatever game it's going to be, it's definitely going to be a loss. Like whatever game pops up, we're gonna see that bad boy hop on there. And no, it's just the way the Broncos have been going all season. This is kind of a rough schedule for a bad team. That makes a bad combination. This is a team that's struggled mightily.
Now, I'm sorry, folk. I had an incoming call and messed up my camera work. Um, but I'm pretty sure Mr. KC was saying the same thing. Raiders win. I mean, the Browns win. And
Yep.
it don't even matter how they do it, even though there's going to be a trash product too.
Yep. I'm right there with
So
you.
at this point, so at this point, man, God, you got to play the Colts next. And I really believe, depending on who's playing, this probably be the only. I didn't even go asterisk. You're gonna lose to the Colts because this is Denver we talking about. They're winning one game this year. They're winning one game this year. So I got the Colts, and that's
I'm
just
gonna
it.
I'm gonna give the Broncos a win here. This feels
Why
weird
are
because
you hating on these Colts so tough? You want to
I
talk about a
was
team that was almost in the playoffs?
yeah, it feels funky picking them here. I just got a weird feeling. Um, I'm gonna give the Broncos a win here.
Gotcha. Well, I got the Colts again, so he's got the Broncos with 3 wins on the season, and they starting to stack up for Mr. KC.
Uh,
Uh, I got you playing the Chargers again after that week 16, and that's another L.
yep,
I don't think, like I said, you get swept here. And then week 17, you play the Bengals, and I'm gonna definitely pick the Bengals
yep.
because it's Bronco country, so you know you're
Let's
losing.
ride.
Let's ride, let's ride. So after that, let me see here. Who's the last game that y'all got on the slate? It's Kansas City again. And unless we
Mm.
don't play nobody, even our backups, you lost this game too, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna say even backups. Yeah, and especially at this point, you don't want to win this game. Like you want these 3 wins that I gave you and to ride off into sunset into your little 3-14 fucking dumpster fire you got going on.
And that's crazy, man. I got y'all at 1 win on the season. Just
Oof.
one. And just one.
It's a
And just looking
possibility.
at
It
dude,
really
like
is.
this is a hard schedule for these bums.
Yeah, because I
Considering
feel like
everybody
this is
has to play.
optimistic. And my favorite part about this is this last season we had a tremendous amount of Broncos fans that doubted our picks, doubted our accuracy. We were 1 game off. It
One
was
game off.
literally, yeah, on the plus side, by the way. So
Right.
we were more optimistic than what they actually performed. So
Exactly.
that was the second year in a row. So let's be honest. I had them at 3. They could hit 4, but they could definitely just hit 0. This could be a
Man.
winless team.
It could be. Like I said, y'all better hope that y'all can take Carolina down because that's going to be your one saving grace. Other than that, bro, it's a wrap. It's a wrap for you
Yeah,
guys.
Carolina should make it so it stays. You can stay away from that. Complete 0 on the record books, but you're not far off of them, and you don't even realize it.
Don't even see it, man.
Mm.
So, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. I got them with 1 win. Mr. KC got them with 3 wins. Um, it's just what it is. You guys are going to be terrible, dude. So
Mm.
let me add that to my list here. 1 win. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we're getting ready to cover our next team here. Schedule, we've mentioned these guys a few times. We're starting with the Cincinnati Bengals going Bengal. And I can tell you this, ladies and gentlemen, I got the Bengals bingling big time this season, and I ain't even seen the
Mm.
schedule yet. So let's go ahead and roll this thing on out. Week 1, they get the New England Patriots at home. And
Win.
honestly, they should win this game. They really should. So I'm gonna go Cincinnati over the Patriots just as week 1 matchup. Because week 2 you got to play the champions, and you're gonna lose that game in Kansas City. So I got you at 1-1 already on the season, and I'm sure Mr. KC is right there with me.
Mm-hmm.
Now this is where it gets interesting for you guys because we all know historically Cincinnati starts slow because in all reality they might start off 0-2. But then you get to play the Commanders. And like I said, depending on how their quarterback is going to look with this new system, you get a rookie quarterback and everything, but a guy who can sling it. We'll see, man. I'm going to go with Cincinnati just for right now, but I think this will be the game I put my asterisk on right here. I'm really not sure. Because I got to see what Cincinnati going to roll out. They got too much disgruntled stuff going on. And like I said, they
What
just slow
Cincinnati's doing?
starters.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I think it's going to be a closer matchup than people anticipate, but I'm definitely taking Cincinnati.
And this is where it gets wonderful, you guys, because after you get that win, you get to play the Panthers. And you
Mm.
should collect that win easily. And so
Yeah,
right now, Cincinnati, you're only 3-1 on the season. You're still in contention. Actually, you done almost got better mark than you did last year.
who
But
did
this
you have
is
them
where it
losing
gets
to?
Kansas City.
Oh, I didn't hear Kansas City. I'm sorry.
That's week 2. They play the
Okay,
champion. I say champions, yeah. So
gotcha.
you lose that game, but you win the next two, only to host Big Trust in the Ravens, and they're going to destroy you guys in Cincinnati week 5. No doubt in my mind. So we'll go Big Trust here,
Yep.
and then after that is another game. I think you're going to lose out on the coast here. Me and Mr. KC might be indifferent on this one, but I got you losing to the New York Giants in New York. Vanilla Vic and Malik Neighbors. It's
No,
going
definitely
down.
give give me the no. Give me Cincinnati over the Giants.
That's good. Hey, gotta have some diversity. And then this game, your next game, week 7, you play another rival, the Cleveland Browns. And I'm actually going with Cleveland in this game because they showed us last year that they're more than capable of beating you. So
Oof.
I'm gonna actually go with the Browns over the Bengals in this game here.
I think they're going to split the series, but I'm going to go Cincinnati on this one.
Gotcha.
I'm
The next
I'm waiting
game though,
for.
y'all got. Go ahead.
I was going to say I'm just hoping Watson's leaving, so the Browns have a chance.
We'll see. Right. Week 8 though, Cincinnati, you get to play the Philadelphia Eagles, and I believe that's the game y'all can win
Well,
because I
did I
don't
lose
think
you?
the Eagles have it.
Not sure if I froze up or not.
Oh, did you hear me? Next game we got. Can you hear me? We good, folks? Everybody? Oh, me and Mr.
Oh, I'm
KC must
still
be
stuck.
having technical difficulties.
Yeah.
But week 8, folks, I got
Uh,
Cincinnati over the Eagles. It's the Eagles. They're falling apart. They fell apart. I got Cincinnati in this game.
yep.
And then week 9, you get to play the Las Vegas Raiders. And I'm going with the Raiders in this game. I think they're going to be more than enough to beat Cincinnati. Especially, we'll see what Cincinnati team we going to have by then, too. Is Burrow going to be healthy? Is the team not going to be totally disgruntled? What are we going to see here? But I know if there's any kind of turmoil in that office, and it continues into the season, it's going to bleed out into the field. And the Raiders are just the team to expose that kind of situation. And I got the Raiders in this one.
The Raiders are a feisty team and whatnot, but I'm still going to go with Cincinnati. There's question marks all around this kind of a game, but this is a game Cincinnati should win, and honestly, it's pretty cupcake kind of schedule so far.
I wouldn't even say it's cupcake. All this is the whole season for them is pinned in an asterisk for me to see what Joe Burrow gonna do or what he
There's a lot of
can do.
facts. Yeah, there's a lot of truth there.
And then the next game you got here, you're playing Big Trust in the Ravens again, so that's another L. You're swept by the Ravens. Um,
Yep.
Yep. And then moving on to week 11, you get to play the Chargers, and honestly, you're gonna lose to them too in LA. It's gonna be a close
Wow.
game. It's gonna be a close game. But the Chargers are going to win that game just simply because it's later in the season. And I really think that Cincinnati is going to be to the point where they're kind of in dire straits, man. Like I said, I got them losing 3 in a row. I know it's a little bit different on yours, but I think the Chargers win that game, especially late in the season.
Yeah, I just can't see it there. I just don't see it as a possibility.
Okay. And that's perfect because that way we can always come back to it. And
Right.
I know your third favorite meal is crow. So we might have a little bit on the Barbie.
And crow with garlic. Like, come
Yeah,
on
a
now.
little garlic, a little
No
touch.
garlic.
After that, week 12, you get a bye, and then you come back and play the perennial winners of the North, in my opinion, the Pittsburgh Steelers. And Lord knows you're losing that game. I got the Steelers all day. I ain't even got to think about it.
Mm. I'm going to go Cincinnati here just because they're coming off of a bye. I like the extra
Bro, this ain't
rest.
Andy Reid, Cincinnati.
Yeah. Yeah. And this is a tough game. Says the Steelers have a very highly underrated team. But I'm still going to lean
Can
Cincinnati
I
in
ask a
this one.
question?
Yeah.
Who had the better team last year?
Oh, the Steelers. And it
Okay.
was a way worse roster, and it was still
And
a
I was
better
about to
team.
say, because I'm about to say that quarterback carousel. So I'm so to the point that I'm so confident in Mike Tomlin that he could even go and get the boy who used to play for New England and put him back there, and they could win this game, dude. Whoever it
Yeah.
is, don't
Mac
even matter.
Jones. Yeah,
Yeah, Mac
your
Jones,
favorite. Yeah, your favorite. Mac Pro Bowl Jones.
Pro Bowl Jones. Look, hey man,
Yeah,
out of all the people who go to Alabama, he's the Pro Bowler. I know Jalen. He was Jalen Pro Bowl. He Pro Bowler too, I
yeah,
think.
yeah.
Uh,
Jalen Tua. I think Tua got a
Tua's a
Pro
Pro
Bowl.
Bowler.
Yeah, they one of
I'm
them
about to look at that
alternative.
one, but probably I guess he would after all the cream of the crop is actually in the
Yeah,
office and stuff.
yeah.
So yeah, that makes
Alternative
sense.
number 6. You know, you get there.
So yeah, but I got the Steelers, man, and I don't know how Mr. KC don't have the Steelers right here. He must some fixation with Joe Burrow maybe is making him pick that.
I
But
like the bye
with
week.
Burrow or without y'all lost, bro. I'm gonna tell you the truth. Uh,
Yeah, I like that bye week.
I'm sure they're gonna love it. But like I said, you don't have Andy Reid and you don't have Patrick Mahomes coming out that bye week, so it's just a week to delay the inevitable ass whipping. And then after you lose to the Steelers, you're gonna head down to Dallas and lose to the Cowboys.
Yeah,
So
for
I'm
sure.
just like, I, dude, we'll see how this ends. The next game y'all got now. This is a reprieve. You get to play the Titans, and I'll definitely pick y'all over the Titans any day. Even though
Right.
the Titans might sneak you, I'm gonna go with Cincinnati. Definitely going with them in this game. And then we got Cincinnati after that versus the Browns again. We're gonna go with Cleveland again in this situation.
I'm going Cleveland here as well.
And then week 17, you're playing the Broncos. That should be a win for you.
That's a win.
Versus Broncos. So we got Sin for the win. And then week 18, you get to play those Steelers again and get you one more L on the way out the door.
Yep.
And we're going nasty natty all day on the island. It's the nasty natty. So Cincinnati, you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wins on the season. Just pretty much a replication of last year. No playoffs, which is sounds about right. Um, in my heart and opinion, sounds about right. Let me say that. And I nailed this one last year. Them not making the offs, and it's pretty
Yep.
much giving me the same makeup that they're not going to do it this year.
Yeah, and I went 11-6 this year, but I will say that one of us got that prediction right, and it wasn't me. So we'll see what happens here, folks.
Yeah, and I said the Bengals are gonna bingle. That's always the easiest way to explain it. Yes, Lord. How much more time we got here?
We're
Oh
right
man,
at
I almost said 50. You think you want to go ahead and get into one more?
yeah. We can knock them out real quick. I bet.
Okay, let's go back here and we will talk about the Los Angeles Chargers. Let me pull up Chargers schedule. Go. All right. Chargers coming out the gate. You're getting Vegas, your first game of the season. And I think you're going to take this L.
Yep.
Come on, computer. What are you doing? So we got the Chargers losing first week versus the Raiders. Week 2, it turns around for you real quick because you get to play the Panthers. And that's a dub that we all know you're getting.
Right.
So you start off 1-1, feeling good, still in the building, everything's still percolating and everything. And we're moving on to week 3. Once my computer will load it, you get the Pittsburgh Steelers. And the Steelers is going to win that game. Good night. You talk about
Yep.
starting to get hit early. So I got the Steelers over the Chargers all day on that one. Steel City. And then in week 4, you played the Steel City week 3. Then you got to play Kansas City in week 4. And we know that's an
Mm.
L. Good night. So you got to come out and play the champs. So right now you're 1-3. Everything is starting to seem about right. It's starting to fall into place. You get a bye week 5, and you come back and play the Broncos after that. And I'll give you that win. Chargers over the Broncos for sure in week 6. So let's give that one to the Broncos. Mr. KC,
I'm going Chargers.
going Chargers. Okay. And oh no, I'm tripping. This is the Broncos. I had them swept by the Chargers. I'm tripping.
Yeah.
Broncos lose. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Brain
It's all
fart.
right.
Yeah, Broncos definitely lose this game. Week 7 is going to be a game that y'all thought y'all should have won, but it's going to fall right accurately. You're going to lose to the Cardinals and that
Yeah.
weaponry.
Yeah. The Chargers could win this game. I still have questions about the Cardinals, but they're really, I think they might be trading spots to where they were at last season.
Right. So I got them. So let's go Cards over Chargers. And then they got New Orleans after that. And I'm going to go with the Saints over the Chargers.
I'm going to go Chargers over Saints.
And I don't think they got enough, man. I know you a fan of Herbert. I like Herbert too, but I don't think that's enough to be
Uh,
what they got going on. Because they
I
still
think
got a
I'm.
lot of weaponry.
I think this is. I'm just not high on the Saints. I think that's more of what it is. There's not a lot there either.
No, I hear you. After that, here you get to play the Cleveland Browns week 9, and I think this is going to be a tough game for you here. Honestly, I'm gonna go with the Chargers,
Mm,
but I think it's going to be a tough game for y'all to win. But I think this is a game that you need to win because heading to the final stretch of the season, you got to have some wins if you think you're going to contend.
I
But
actually got
week
them.
11,
I got
you
them
said what,
losing
sir?
that one. I'm losing.
You
They're
got to lose
losing
to the
that one.
Browns.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, it looks like you about to have them losing 2 weeks in a row because they play the Bengals right after that.
Yep. That would be factual.
And then you might as well tack on another L after that. Because they got to see my boy. And let me just go ahead and type my note in. Chargers versus Big Trust. And big trust with the win in
Hey,
week 12.
shout out Baltimore.
Shout out to Baltimore. And then after that, you got to play another dirty fucking bird. And we talking about Kirk Cousins and them Falcons. And I know they're going to beat these Chargers. There's just no doubt in my mind. Too much weapons, not enough defense on the Charger end. I'm going with Atlanta. And they got the better quarterback.
Yeah, the Chargers got a rough schedule. That's not nice.
This
That
is
ain't who you want.
murderous, dude. Because so after they lose to the Falcons, guess what they got to play, man? Just guess. And I'm sure you probably know it in your heart. Just throw it out there. He said, I ain't going to do it. They're playing the champs. They got to play the Chiefs again right after that, and they're taking the L in Arrowhead.
Yep.
Good.
L
Night,
for sure.
George. And then the last stretch of the
Jeez.
season, the last four, I know, ain't it rough? The last stretch of the season, man. You're gonna host the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and I really do think Baker Mayfield's gonna win that game. I'm definitely gonna go with the Bucks over the
Yep.
Chargers.
Yep.
And then after that, you get a small reprieve because you play the Broncos again. So I got you taking care of business right there versus the Broncos.
I agree.
And then week 17, you get the New England Patriots. And I'm not sure which Patriot team you're gonna see by then, man. This whole season is gonna be so interesting to me because they weren't really out of it last year until the end of the season. So this is a team that we know can linger around, but we always see when that new fresh coach and new fresh blood, the teams go on a run. So I wouldn't be surprised, but I'm gonna go with the Pats in this game. Actually, I'm just gonna go ahead and do it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
I'm gonna
pick the
go with
Patriots.
I'm gonna go with the Patriots because I think they're more likely to mess up their draft pick. They're that type of team. So
Well, we'll see on that. I hear you. And last game of the seasons are TBD. You get to play the Raiders again, and I don't think there's a split happening. I think the Raiders beat you both times. Start of the season
yeah.
and at the end. Because the Raiders might be fighting for a playoff spot, even if it's wild card. So I got the Raiders locking you up for the whole season.
Yeah, I've got the locking you up. I don't believe they're a playoff team, but I believe they sweep you. I can tell you that much. We'll agree on that
Okay.
part. Yeah, we know that is a fact. I've got a total of 4 wins on my board, and I could see like more like 5 or 6 being a more of an accurate number. But you're gonna have to look deep and hard to find that 1 or 2 win.
I got them at 4-2. We just got different teams beating them.
Yeah,
But I got them at 4 wins too. And so, ladies and gentlemen, you might be able to just take that one to the bank, man. If we both ended with the same thing, you might just want to take that one to the bank. Uh,
yeah.
I'm sorry if you're a Charger fan, but yeah, this is just the reality of the beast, man. So there it is, man. Those are the picks for this week. That is written down. Like I said, it might as well be better than gospel. This thing is written. It's on.
Mm.
It's what it is, man. Mr. KC, you got something you want to add on top of that?
The collection plate will be passed to the left. Don't be afraid to throw $1 in.
Right. Don't be
Support your
afraid.
locals. Yeah, support your local sports guy.
Man, support your local truth, man. I can see if we was out here
Right.
hustling you like if you was at the church, but we here, man. We ain't gonna do nothing but tell you the truth. So holler at us, send us a few donations if you feel the spirit moved you that way. But other than that, man, as tradition, I'm that dude with the beard. That's Mr. KC. This was episode 82, baby. 82. I can only imagine
Oof.
when we get to 100 how big that's gonna be. But ladies and
Mm.
gentlemen, we love you. We love y'all, man. We glad that you're rocking with us. Everybody who came through and watched and everything, man. We appreciate you. You're the reason why we do it.
Mm. Thanks, folks. Follow sports.